And I left the two there in the living room and I went outside to calm down because I was really annoyed and I wanted to calm down. So I went outside and he followed me and he shouted at me that he was ashamed of me and that his whole family had enough of me. And that's when I had my awakening. That's when I was, I went further into the forest and I started to cry so heavily. And I asked myself, what the F am I doing here? I woke up after 6 years relationship asking myself, what the F am I doing? I was happy before. I was a happy person. I've done so much beautiful things in my life, crazy things that not many people do. And I've always followed my heart. I've always been free. And what the heck, And even then, so we were there with 2 cars and we drove home with 2 cars. And when we arrived home, I said to him, I'm really not okay. This is not okay anymore for me. It could be really good if you could go and stay a while with your parents or with friends, but we need some distance. I need space. I need space. And we can see a marriage counselor. We can go for therapy and we can fix this. And he looked at me, he was so mad, and he said to me that I was sick and that I needed to see a psychiatrist. And I was like, okay, you know what? Bye. What was the hardest part after leaving? What did healing really look like? In the beginning, when no one could see it yet. The hardest part was that I was alone. I was alone in the country. I had nowhere to go. He refused to leave the house. As I mentioned, I asked him to move to his parents or to a friend so we could sort things out, but he called me crazy instead. And that I needed to see a psychiatrist. So that was hard, knowing that I am alone in my truth, that my family and my friends were not here. I mean, I have friends here, right? I mean, and they helped me a lot. I mean, thank God. But I struggled with finding a place for me to go, to stay, and I was very lucky that I found one quite far, 40 minutes away from the school of my children. So I struggled, with that. I mean, I struggled, yes and no. I was still very lucky, and I considered myself very lucky. What rising looks like, so I think the moment when I had the awakening, that was also the beginning of my healing and my rising at the same time. Because I understood the situation. So I didn't anymore try to convince him of my point of view, right? Because I already knew this is just gonna turn into circles. And I was lucky because I had a friend who just lived it before me, and she kind of how you call it? Like Because when she left, when she separated, she tried to reason with him. She tried to talk to his family and friends, and it totally backfired. Like, such a smear campaign against her, and I just didn't do that. So I just left, like, where is Julie? She was here a second ago, now she's gone. Rise and shine. Healing for me was the moment after the awakening, when I woke up and I found myself in a forest after 6 years, and I said to myself, what? And that was already healing. When I found my voice again, when I found myself again, when I remembered who I was, and I wanted to be this person, I wanted to be me, I wanted to live. Yeah, that's how healing looked like. And from then, I did everything I could to gain back my self-worth, remembering who I am more and more, being kind to me, letting go of all the stories that I knew were not true, and slowly rising and rebuilding myself. A big part of healing was also understanding who my support system was, knowing that I have to go zero contact, and remembering me and my people, my family, my friends, my support system. And I knew I have to choose my support system wisely. And that just helped me so much to heal, And also, social media helped me to heal. Reels about narcissistic abuse, influencers or people, talking about narcissistic abuse, advice, quotes, memes, helped me heal. What helped you rise again? Were there moments, people, or truths that brought you back to yourself? Yeah, so as I said, remembering who I was, listening to my heart, and not caring what they or he first of all, he might say, they might think, and I was okay to be the villain, villain in the story, and I didn't have to justify myself. I didn't have to explain myself anymore, and that was so liberating. Just being away from him, that was rising. I mean, it's a rebirth. It's just a rebirth. What would you say to someone who's still in it, still stuck, still unsure if it's really abuse? What do you want them to know? I want to tell them that life is very short and our time on earth is limited, and you can't sacrifice your life like this. I mean, you're basically dead while you're still alive, and that's not how it should be. Nobody should be living like this, and that nobody will understand you or tell you one day that, oh, you're right, you've been abused, and that's not okay, because that's not going to happen. So the only one who's going to help you is you. You need to leave, you need to get out, and you will see. You think it's impossible, you think there's no life after, But when you are out, it's just this step out. And when you are on the other side, you will see that, oh my God, you live. And even if it's hard, and even if you have less, and you struggle, you will feel alive and you will feel happy because you've made it out and you can live again. And the longer you stay in this abusive relationship, the more dangerous it becomes, the more power they get, and not only over you, but even over your friends, your family, and your children. And you can't hope that one day they will love you. You have to love you. You have to love yourself. And you have to save yourself. Now, what does rising mean to you now? Not just healing, but rising. What does that look like in your life today? So rising for me today means to love myself, to believe in myself, to stand in my truth, to listen to my heart and go follow my dreams. Her Love Power, this movement is my dream. I hope to be able to help other people with healing, with rising, not asking that people would come and sit with me and share their truth in the manner of going back in their trauma, and that's the only way to heal. I'm sharing my story to spread awareness of narcissistic abuse, but also to show that no matter what you've been through, you can rise from it. And rising means also investing in my health. I'm trying to really do things that I told myself for a long time that I should do. So doing that, spending quality time with my children, trying not to be too, stressed about all the tasks, and just try to do my best and to enjoy the moment, to enjoy life now, because I'm free and I can be myself and I can parent the way I want to parent. And I got the second chance. I want to thank you for watching my first episode, and I want to ask you to subscribe to my channel so you won't miss out on the next episodes. And so I have an Instagram and Facebook account if you want to follow me and support the movement of Her Love Power. If you want to comment a butterfly emoji, that helps the algorithm. It helps to spread awareness of narcissistic abuse. And thank you so much for being here with me. Follow me if you're rising too. And remember, your rising matters.